Hello, everyone. Hey, hey, hey. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Whew. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, thank you, Tanya. And my Aquarius twin. Yes. How you doing? How you doing? We have so much to cover today. I know I'm starting late, Want to give you guys time to um yeah. Anyway, let's start here. All right. Anyway, let's start here. Just want to say welcome to the Truth Show. Hello, my truth seekers. In this show, I will be discussing the newest and latest news related to goodness, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and more. Also, including the most recent news about Meghan Markle and Glen Hackman. I did have a whole nother show where I was going to talk about like Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, but I completely eliminate that. I ain't feel like talking about that. So I decided to go a whole nother route this time. So let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Let me know. Make sure you're sharing so everyone else can definitely get a little alert for the show. So make sure you're definitely sharing, people. Make sure you're definitely sharing. I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. So here's your trigger warnings.
Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information.
All right, here is your second trigger warning here. Sister got to cover up all her legalities.
This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy.
All right, fantastic. Let's get started.
This is here.
What? Anyway, starting off with politics here. All right, today I would like to address the recent development involving Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the head of Department of Government Efficiency, which is DOGE. As many of you are aware, President Donald Trump has consistently emphasized the importance of reducing government waste and cutting unnecessary spending in line with his vision, even though he should be the last person talking about spending, but we'll go ahead and just ignore that whole little revelation. Anyway, so he entrusts Elon Musk. We feel that is great at spending. The man is a billionaire. He is not great at spending. He's great at investing. With the crucial, he don't have to worry about spending. He's a billionaire. He can buy what he wants. The man bought a whole pointless, useless, nowhere to go, stupid space station that doesn't do anything. It just don't do anything. They don't go to space. They do their little freaking hologram and all kinds of blue screen crap and pools and stuff, pretending they're in freaking space. But whatever. It's costing the government billions of dollars to fund that shit. So of course he's gonna bring his little greedy, nosy parasite butt in there to try to take some money from it. But anyway, moving right along here. So he got Elon Musk, someone just like him who grew up pretty much rich and privileged. Someone he can share his rich and privileged, views with, who don't know anything about struggling. But you know what? Birds of a feather flock together. Okay? All right, now. With the crucial task of overhauling various federal departments, Musk's efforts have led to significant spending. Okay. He want to pretty much eliminate significant spending cuts, he said, resulting in mass layoffs and buyouts for federal workers. These actions, though controversial, are pretty much aimed at eliminating efficiencies and reducing the federal deficit. So they're basically trying to eliminate some of the federal workers and line up everyone in their corner who is on their side. And he has pretty much done that. He has managed to align everyone in his corner, literally, who goes along with his agenda. And I'm not even downplaying that. That's what he managed to do. There's a video I wanted to show you guys, but I don't know what I did with that video. I'll find it and I'll just share it, somewhere. Anyway, so that's what he done. He's pretty much aligned every person that's aligned with the Project 2025 agenda and plan in every corner of the government, except for one department. That's what he's doing. He want to do that. That way, if he needs to overrule and eliminate the Constitution, he would definitely have that done once he do that. Supreme Court is next. All he is doing is trying to implement Project 2025 as much as possible because his time is numbered. So he trying to get it done and over with, like bam, 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 get it on out of the way. Because the election is rigged and it's going to be a matter of time before someone ousts him for rigging the election. I don't give a damn what him and them fools would do. But he's definitely, him and his little boyfriend is definitely up to no good here. Take a look at these videos.
We have some big news right now. There's confirmation that the Trump administration has begun layoffs at the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, despite the fact that there was a recent plane crash in Washington, D.C. that killed dozens of Americans. Hundreds of probationary employees at the FAA have officially been terminated, according to the Associated Press and others. The affected workers include those who install, inspect, and maintain air traffic control communications, radio, and computer systems. And it comes as Secretary Duffy, the Transportation Secretary, has confirmed that SpaceX and Elon Musk's employees will essentially be visiting the Air Traffic Control and Command Center in Virginia today. But meanwhile, according to Senator Shaheen and Hoeven, the agency, the FAA, is currently operating with 3,500 controllers short of its target levels. So despite staffing shortages, despite the recent plane crashes, the FAA is facing mass layoffs. Now, I'm going to do a full breakdown of this and so much more in my Substack, so be sure to subscribe for free at the link in my bio. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. There'll be more to come very soon.
He looks so happy.
Right now, there's
the size of it was when you guys first started investigating it. When you first began, how much it was shocking, like this, just the size of it all.
Well, the small decisions result in multi-billion-dollar outcomes. So, it was a case where we saw one person was getting $1.9 billion sent to their NGO, which basically got formed about a year ago and had no prior, no prior activity.
I don't think Elon Musk know what the hell he's talking about. I think he's making stuff. Seriously.
Remember when Elon Musk said he was going to cut government spending by $2 trillion? Well, yesterday he revised that number from $2 trillion down to $1 trillion. Any math wizards out there, can you tell me what the difference is between $2 trillion and $1 trillion? Oh wait, I think I can do this in my head. It's about $1 trillion. He was only off by $1 trillion. I mean, this is definitely a guy who should be in charge of the federal budget. I gotta say, this whole Department of Government Efficiency thing is off to a great start. So far, he's managed to negotiate himself down by half, which is, ironically, a pretty efficient use of resources. You can hate on Elon Musk all you want. You can call him a liar or a scammer.
But the man is lying. He has not cut anything, and I already know what this guy's going to say. I didn't watch this video. This is my first time actually watching it all the way through, and I should have because I don't agree with anything he's saying. All right, move right along here. So this explains the great frequency of the plane mishaps, because you got to understand, they had laid off. Let's see if I have another video here. There we go. Okay, yeah, they had laid off several key figures in our airline. In our airline department, they had laid them off prior to planes crashing. So there wasn't hardly anyone at the command station. You can understand, Trump is following Project 2025, which was not written by American. It was someone who's trying to destroy America from the inside out. The way people like Russia, whoever else was pretty much in charge of creating that, and China, whoever, I don't know. So they can come in and pretty much ruin our infrastructure from the grid, from Wi-Fi, from internet, for power. And Donald Trump is laying the path for them to do so. You know, with poverty levels going to go increase, job market is going to pretty much be kaput, because people are not going to be able to afford food, and groceries are not going to be able to stay open because people can't afford food. So therefore, a lot of businesses will be closing down. We'll be right back in depression again. And the rate he's going, more than likely you will start seeing signs of our economy crashing, more than likely by the end of this year, if not before summer, with the rate things going. Because he is not with America. I believe Trump is against America, and he's a terrorist. And you know how we are supposed to handle terrorists, and that's exactly how he's acting at this moment. So the plane crashing, unfortunately, so many citizens and so many innocent lives have been lost. It's because he's been laying off people in the airline agency and employees that are key figures to make sure our planes are examined and they're able to land properly at the command station. He has laid them off per request from whoever is the puppet master for Trump. Okay. Musk is an immigrant. His papers have never been in line. He should be deported. But whatever. Now he has a key place in our government, so he can't be deported at the moment. But I don't think that should matter. So, as I stated, Musk and Trump have laid several Air Force personnel off. Yes, being a terrorist. Elon is working from the inside out to try to destroy America with whoever, no telling whoever, but I guarantee we'll see signs of whoever is in charge of Project 2025, more than likely by summer, because things are going to get extremely worse. And I'm telling you this as the gifted person I am. They are going to get worse. Unless someone who helped Elon and Trump rig the election come forth with some groundbreaking information about them rigging the election, there's no way we can throw out the election and have another election unless someone comes forward saying the election was rigged and these two fools was never elected in the first place. But until then, get ready for crime to increase and poverty level to increase and job markets to increase, and pretty much our lives been fucked. Just want to point that out. Yeah. He's just getting started. Inflation going to be fucking ridiculous. Yep. Just going to point that out. Now, as we know, Donald Trump increased the tariffs. As we know, Trump has increased the tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China. The tariffs include 25% tax on most imports. That's ridiculous. From Canada, Mexico, and an additional 10% on the Chinese imports. These tariffs are expected to drive up the cost of various. We don't know what the extra 25% is going to come in at. More than likely, it's probably going to some offshore account for Trump, because he ain't no embezzler and he's a fucking criminal. So this is definitely going in his pocket, and it's definitely not going in America's pocket, because we make our own money, so technically we're not really in debt, but whatever. Now these tariffs, again, are expected to drive up the cost of various consumer goods, including groceries, automobiles, and electronics. He wants us to convert over to Elon Musk electric car thing. So Elon Musk is going to come up. He wants us to convert all of our cars, instead of gasoline and oil, whatever that Canada is providing us. He wants us to convert over to electric cars. Cars controlled by the grid, which is kind of dangerous and leaves us vulnerable for cyber attacks. But he's a fucking idiot. He's from a different time, and he doesn't know when he's being used. So anyway, so the tariffs have also led to retaliatory measures, as you know, from Canada, Mexico, and China. They're actually thinking about forming an attack and driving up their costs, which is going to pretty much make Trump, who's a big fucking baby, piss him off, that he's going to treat him the same way he did Zelensky, and then it's going to be a fight because people in China don't fucking play. You do not want to piss off China because they have one of the most egregious freaking military in the world. Putin don't even mess with China, so why in the heck would he want to piss off China? Israel don't even mess with freaking China. No one messes with China military. They train their citizens for combat, for crying out loud. Even though there's not really combat, but they've been doing this since forever. They know nothing else. He's going to piss off China, and we're going to be in World War III, and Russia's going to pretty much take over America, and Russia's going to take over America. He only wants America because we're freaking stupid. We don't know the historical integrity that's embedded in our ground. He knows America is the old Egypt. He knows America is where biblical places from the Bible took place. This is the original Egypt. The new Egypt that was created in the East, as they so-called say, was the Africa that they were starting to create, but something happened over there and that didn't happen, so they ain't happening very well. But the original places that's in the Bible is in America. He knows the historical integrity that's built in our soul and our ground. He knows what it's here, and that's why he wants to come here, among other reasons. It's not because of our goods, because he has enough goods there. It's because what he can find here, but we don't know what he knows. That's why Putin want to take over America. He knows our historical truth. Just want to point that out. Now, so Putin is going to pretty much come in after everything starts fucking up. He's going to offer some assistance, probably get a place on our NATO that Trump is going to pretty much reorganize to make sure Putin is in charge because that's his boyfriends. And they go together and they cool and, you know, they both puppets. So anyway, so these tariffs imposed by President Trump have indeed led to rises costs for consumers and economic strain on various industries. So the impact on the economy is significant with high prices for everyday items and job losses, as I said, in key sections. While the intentions behind the tariffs, he claimed to protect America, but it's not really true. He claimed it's supposed to protect American industries. That's bullshit. But the reality is these costs often get passed down to consumers, leading to inflation and economic uncertainty. So it could lead to economic uncertainty. It means, like I just stated, groceries going to go up on their prices. People are not going to afford their prices. So groceries going to be forced to close because they not getting customers because no one can whatever. And then he got rid of DEI. We're trying to anyway. It's not for him to get rid of DEI. He's trying to get rid of DEI. So therefore, you have jobs hiring based on whatever personal preference they can hire on. You know, who cares if it's discrimination because now DEI is gone, so it can be racist. So therefore, the job market is going to pretty much increase. He's already importing all of our Hispanic people, who are predominantly our farmers, believe it or not. Reason why they do Hispanic people, because they have melanin and they're able to work in the sun without getting burnt up like a French fry. So that's why they're able to work in fields, because they have melanin. Yes, Hispanic people are considered colored people, along with Indians and Negroes. So just want to point that out. So him importing all of them is going to fuck up our farming, which farmers are kind of worried right now because a lot of their workers got imported. So him doing that, so you see what he's doing? He's literally screwing up our economy, our infrastructure from the inside out, and this dumbass don't even know he's doing it. Or maybe he does know he's doing it. He really hates America because it doesn't seem like he loves America. It seems like he hates America. He's acting like a terrorist, pretending to be an upright citizen. And he needs to be dealt with like a terrorist. He has shown nothing but bad things for America since day one. And anyone who agrees with him are stupid. So, again, it seems like Canada and China swiftly respond to tariffs of their own on the U.S. exports. Mexico plans to do the same in the coming days. Those tariffs could hurt American producers. China, for example, impose retaliatory tariffs on products including corn, cotton, soybeans, and pork. Now, that tit for tat alarms who raises corn and hogs in Iowa, so they're going to raise their prices on that. This could cause a potential fallout for rural companies across the county to do the same thing. So again, there will be a lot of jobs associated with the agricultural and cultural trade. Once you lose those export markets, once we lose the export markets for our farming, we are fucking screwed, because that means, again, we'll be going into deep depression, and a lot of homelessness would definitely increase because he's fucking idiot. And then no one sit up, get this man impeached or treat him like a terrorist, or someone who helped Elon rig the election, got your racist, egotistical bigotry ass and dispute all the beans. I'm talking about just leak it over the internet of their conversation, of them making the election, so we can be forced to have an election or do the original count. That will eliminate all of this shit. I'm just going to point that out. Put that in the airways. Which means, getting back to what I was saying about the agriculture and agricultural effects, meaning Trump is going to cause us to go again into another depression, which is what's going to happen.
Good evening, Lester. Here's what automakers fell with so shares of companies really worried of potential trade war. And tonight, President Trump raising tariffs on most goods from China by another 10%. With only hours to go, 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico seem all but certain.
The tariffs, they're all set to go into effect tomorrow.
American auto companies bracing for big new costs. This factory in Livonia, Michigan, churns out 205 million auto parts a year.
This will put in nut assemblies.
Chuck Dardis is president and COO. He buys 30% of materials from Canada. Chuck, tariffs on Canadian goods mean what for you, your business?
It means you make the increased cost we may recover.
The auto industry more sensitive to tariffs than most. It relies on cross-border tariff-free trade, rules written in President Trump's first term. The new tariffs inject new costs and uncertainty into a supply chain still grappling with higher normal inflation.
It's very alarming to us and many, many others.
Tariffs are taxes paid at the border by importers who either eat costs themselves or pass some or all of it onto their customers and ultimately consumers. Tariffs could raise prices for the average new car by at least $4,000 and up to $12,000. Trump has cited fentanyl flow as a reason for the tariffs.
I would just say this to people in Canada or Mexico: if they're going to build a car plants, the people that are doing them are much better off building here.
And more tariffs are coming. On March 12th come new duties on steel and aluminum. The president of the European Union and virtually every American trade partner. Now high anxiety here in the auto industry. Parts and components in a completed car or truck likely cross borders multiple times. This is a wrinkle in your business. This is
not a wrinkle. It's a big problem.
Christine Romans, NBC News, Livonia, Michigan.
Yeah, which means when he start going on those particular things, it's gonna call it domino effect. He doing tariffs so he can get in. He putting money in his pocket. The extra money that he claiming they're going to pay, which they're not. But that's only going to go in his pocket in some offshore account that we have no access to. Trump don't give a shit about that. He didn't, whatever.
The era of free trade with Canada and Mexico is in the past.
Yeah.
What's in the future?
So look, I think that tariffs can sometimes be a very valuable tool. You're trying to protect a little industry that's starting to grow in the United States. You need to onshore a supply chain. We need to get, for example, more of our pharmaceutical production done here at home. It's a danger having it done somewhere else. But simply saying you are a country and we're going to put a tariff in place for everything you've done for Canada, I got to tell you, putting a tariff on maple syrup doesn't help us here at home. All it does is drive up prices for, everybody who wants to eat pancakes.
The president's case is look, we're going to bring manufacturing back to America, and we're going to force our neighbors to help us with fentanyl interdiction and illegal immigration.
Look, Donald Trump can say whatever he wants to say. He tries to throw up a sandstorm of arguments and confusion. But, for example, with Canada, really, we don't have those kinds of problems with Canada. They've done everything they can. They're a cooperative neighbor here. And across-the-board tariffs like this, just so that Donald Trump can beat his chest about how tough he is with a neighbor, it's not helping us. What it's doing is it's driving up costs. And this is the part we have to remember on the frame. Remember what Donald Trump said when he ran for office. He said he would lower prices for American families on day one. Those were his words. Ran on it, said in his first interview after he was elected, he thinks he was elected because of that. And now here we are 6 weeks in. And all he is doing is driving costs up for families, not bringing them down.
Told you, Trump is not for the people. Trump is for himself. He gonna take the extra percentage tariffs and put it in his pocket. Watch. It's not gonna go into him. He will see it. Less people he has to worry about. Yada yada yada. Who gives a damn? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. I hope people realize that and stop being idiots. Okay, let's move on to the next subject here.